Hello and welcome to Fabled 42, where we build community through, friendship. We build community through friendship, gaming, and chaos. So, I was watching some. Oh, I'm Colin, by the way, also known as Family Fantasy RPG. I am the DM for tonight's game. And with you, we have some awesome players that we can introduce real quick. Lupin, just name and character if you want. I don't know. Trying something new.
Okay. Yeah. My name is John. I play Lupin. I'm a Lupinol. Ha! No.
Solid.
I know.
Shay.
Oh, I am next. Sorry, I don't have the format up, the window. My name is Chelsea Bell on social media, but my name is Chelsea in real life. And I play Shay in this game.
Calliope.
Hi, my name is Cherie in real life, and I play Calliope, a barbarian tribal Leonel. And yeah.
Yeah. And Envy.
Hello, my name is Envy. No, I'm joking. My name is Stax in real life. JGDM on socials. In real life. And I play Envy, Volpano, cleric sorcerer.
So, welcome. So, I was watching some previous episodes to do some catch up and review, so I can give you a good recap. And I realized I usually at the intro, I always set up the audience for what to expect. I'm not gonna do that today, so let's do announcements.
Oh.
Okay.
What if there were players that were expecting that?
He's really setting everyone up.
It's
chaos.
fine.
Chaos.
Are you gonna then not tell us what happened?
No, I am. The recap is coming, but now they expect it.
Oh,
you ruined
sorry.
everything.
I'm the ruiner. I'm so awkward. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
okay.
Griffin Co.
Griffin Co.
Griffin Co. longtime sponsor of Fabled 42. I would tell you to go use the code Fabled42 to get 20% off of a purchase. But right now they are move-in places, and I assume getting bigger and better. So I check back in a week, maybe. It says August 15th. Maybe they'll be back sooner. But when they get back, you'll buy some cool stuff from them, 3D printed terrain and figures and such. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another longtime sponsor of Fabled 42 is Underground Oracle, and they make supplies for both in front of and behind the screen. That's for DMs and for players. For example, Heprion's Guide, Artifacts of Earth and Power. In this new book, there are 5 legendary items that are fueled by natural enchantments and raw earth and power. Get it?
Ooh, that sounds
Check it
cool.
out. I know, right?
That sounds
If you
really
want to see
cool.
what else they have, undergroundoracle.com or Drive Through RPG! Exclamation point. I don't know if the exclamation point's important.
It's in the logo? No, it's not in the web address, though. I'm pretty sure. It's not. I have it on Quickbar. Real quick, before I say that, G-Dubs has always wanted me to try to, I want to include this awesome Underground Oracle content. Really, magical items is something I need to look into and maybe get in some of my players' hands. I don't know. What do you think, chat? And then we'll go on. You can answer, and we'll go on to the next.
Say yes, chat. You want to see us play with cool toys, too.
I am all about the magical items. Please, 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 please. Homebrew, not homebrew. Yeah. Speaking of really cool magical items, you should also check out our other sponsor for the evening, Nine Realms Gaming, who make these incredible magical hand-carved specialty wood dice towers and trays and vaults, and you can get 10% off your purchase with Fabled 42. You go to their website, ninerealmsgaming.com. I was so lucky enough, they hit, I think it was 1,000 followers on their Instagram to win this incredible warrior dice set. I mean, the detail is just out of this world, you guys. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. And you can tell it's a really cool group of people running this company, and they customize. So if there's something special you want, hit them up. Thank you, Nine Realms Gaming.
All right. Next one is Critical Dice. Special thanks to our sponsor, Critical Dice. go ahead and enter !critical in the Twitch chat to enter in the first giveaway of the night. We'll call a winner after break, and stick around, and we'll do another one after the break at the end of the show. Please note our giveaways are for US and Canada only, excluding Quebec because they just can't. Help support the channel by clicking the link below for 20% off non-subscription items.
We are here at Fable 42. We have other shows for you to watch as well. If you like some monster hunting, be sure to stop by this Friday for the next exciting episode of Duke City Chronicle. That is playing at 3 p.m. Pacific. And then also here on Tuesdays with us for Heroes of Solon. Our other show, Crypt Creatures, is currently on hold, but hopefully it'll come back soon. But yes, be sure to stick around for all the Fable 42 content.
Did you say we're on Tuesdays? That's what it sounded like you said.
Did I?
I think so.
I
I think you said Tuesday nights. I know.
Wednesdays at right now.
And this could, I don't think this is ruining any big surprise, but there's a chance, I guess I'll say it this way, there's a chance that the Crypt Creature show might be switching to Mondays, is what I've kind of heard. So keep an eye out for when that starts to come back. And then finally, if you happen to miss us live, you can catch our VODs on YouTube every Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific. You can watch all of our past episodes as well as any other show aired on Fable 42. Go subscribe to our YouTube today so you don't miss out on any of the chaos. Finally, Twitch. We come back around. If you are a subscriber for Twitch here, you can give it out one luck and inspiration to the players or myself, the DM, to help us on our journey. They have already, I can tell you with a pretty good amount of certainty that it has helped some of these guys out up to this point. All right, so you know what? Let's get back to the whole expectations thing. We're going to run an intro video. We're going to do a quick closure kind of ending to the side quest. So if you haven't seen that, spoiler alert, but that's up on our YouTube. And then I'll give a relatively long recap because the group really did uncover, you know, I'm not going to be the one that shifts through what's important and what's not important for you guys. But I am going to highlight some of the stuff that I know you found out the last session. So, intro, and we will be right back, guys. Stick around.
Solon, a world caught just outside the blessed fields of Elysium. Home to the migrated Gardenals, celestial animal kin searching for adventure. The Sun Guard are the protectors of this realm, standing against the forces of evil that seek to disrupt a lasting peace. It has been over 100 years since Bell's dark invasion faltered at Boiler Bay. In the north, Pelor's warming glow bestows prosperity to the nations of light. But in the south, a new story unfolds.
Nachos!
Nacho! Two dice!
Y'all have no idea what we're talking about. But we are talking nacho dice.
Now I need nacho dice, like a D4 that's in the shape of a nacho.
Yeah, or even like a D2, like a coin. You know, a lot of dice sets have coins. It could just be a triangle flat that's one side nacho, one side pizza.
You could never lose.
Right? Even when
You would never, ever lose.
You're onto something. Someone write that down.
I do that. I don't know if y'all watch. I know Stacks does. He DMs it, but like whenever someone makes a point that I want to take note, I do this like.
Writing this down.
All right.
I'll-
So, no, go ahead. I don't
No, I was gonna say I'll do that now when I want to do a timestamp for some clip that we need to remember to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. I know Salty's here, so I want to catch him while he's here because we are going to go over kind of the resolution of the side quest. If you missed it, a brief summary is that the players were a group charged with protecting a delivery on a carriage, a horse-drawn carriage, along a long road from Polstrom, the capital of the continents, located southwest, around the Moralian Forest, and it ended off. I'm not even going to go into kind of the other stuff. Let's just say that each person's motives were in question. But there was definitely some suspense, some ulterior motives. But it could have all not mattered at all because they were assailed just right outside the Badlands, where the Badlands, same thing, border the Moralian Forest. They were assailed by a group of outland raiders led by a war chief. They had, like, it wasn't really a jump, but they had you guys pretty much locked in when they came around the corner. And you guys, I say you guys, we had some players in there, but the group managed to defend themselves very well, to the point that there were originally, I think, 7 raiders in the chief, and it was down to 2 raiders in the chief. The chief had barely been really hurt, but hearts were trampled, heads were trampled, calf muscles were trampled.
Fisticuffs.
So the second side quest, after 4.5 hours, ended with the chief standing, still mostly full health, and 2 raiders, and really thinking about what we want to do. We're going to have a 3rd episode. However, I need to resolve a little bit so I can do some stuff on my side for this campaign. And trying to think about how that would resolve, this war chief got his butt handed to him, and he would run. I would say it would have happened pretty much right when it ended, and potentially maybe saved. I think he saved 1 of the other raiders. You guys took 1 more out before they got out of sight. So, war chief, 1 raider, limp away. I don't mean they're on horses; they can ride pretty fast, but metaphorically limp away from this dangerous encounter. And so part 3 of 2 of Hosa side quest, the delivery, will come sometime, and it will resolve the delivery up to Sunrise Yard, and maybe a little discovery of what the heck they might be transporting.
Yes, we have to know.
We have to know. All right, so that brings us to the recap of this campaign. So if you watch that, that's very adjacent. Even the time is a little off. I'm saying that was like 12 years prior to this this group right here. So leading up to their first day, this group has found employment under Lord Havish, the leader of the Githyanki station here. The Githyanki being one of, if not the ruling house of Gorespire Keep, charged with general guard and protection. They have been explained that their position here is to strengthen the bonds of the houses, to help Lord Havish increase the allure of Gorespire Keep, to invite people to come and spend their money, to lay down roots, whatever. This group is meant to help towards that goal. On their first morning, they already lost kind of 2 of their immediate group. Vesta was charged to act as liaison to, I'm going to say it wrong, because it's always Narissa or Nasira, and one of these days I'm going to get it, but it's not today.
It's...
Oh, someone else has it? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm going to wait.
It's here. I have it. Nasara.
Nasara, yeah. Nasara, the Red Dragon matriarch living in Folly Peak. That was her assignment, and she left rather quickly. Also leaving the group was Lisso, whose assignment was to scour the tunnels below not just Gorespire Keep, but that spread out and towards Folly Peak for ancient runes, for signs of civilizations, for history, for knowledge. Now, they started their day. I wrote this down. Why did I not just look back to where I wrote it down? They started their day discussing the haze and kind of realized through some history checks that the healings, they knew that there was an afflicted population here. And they knew that the healings were managed. They learned that it was by the Sisters of Shar. And they learned the relative cost of this healing. It's increased in price over time, now sitting at about 10,000 gold pieces. The group also kind of decided together that outside of this group working here, they can't really trust anyone. That was decided before they even met anyone. So their first stop is they stopped by Felicia's Face Place, and that's where the group split. Cherie, or Calliope, went in and gossip chatted with Felicia and Talia and learned a little bit about the Moralian Forest, a little bit about the surrounding areas of Gorespire Keep, as well as learning about this shop being a potential kind of nice spot to come in and get some information. The rest of the group, minus Calliope, headed to the market, where they met Oriza, managing or approaching there when they observed a stand that had some very touristy type trinkets, very clean, very organized. They interact with both Oriza and Garrick. There was some tense exchanges, some sneaky sneaks, some kind of stern discussions, but they managed to mostly distract Garrick and learned more information from Oriza about her situation and her feelings. After this, the group convened at Meets by Marcus for lunch. Through conversations there, they learned more about the Sisters of Shar and their influence on this realm and in this population, such as the whole Shar being a kind of counter goddess to Saloon, a maleficent counterpart, and also the high level priestesses or priests of Shar being sorcerer monks. So we find the group, pretty much I'm saying like standing up from the table at Meets by Marcus, headed in a direction. So remind us where you guys are headed again.
We would be headed to, I say orphanage, but I guess the kind of lost children.
Right.
That were, yeah. So yeah.
So generally, so you've learned some of the layout of the buildings. I'm going to say that's this area of where the lost can generally be found. It's similar to where you and your mom have set your residence. These structures are for the most part abandoned. They are not the most structurally sound. And the lost have used them to shelter themselves. Some of them, especially the most afflicted and the families of those most afflicted, tend to huddle. They tend to stick close together. There's been several times that the Githyanki, and with the help, maybe as a show of cooperation, or maybe it's a show of checks and balances, but usually when a group comes out to kind of separate or spread out groupings of the lost, there's usually representation from the Sisters of Shar as well. And so as you head this direction, you guys are passing by these stone structures, most of them one story. The bigger stone structures line the streets of Gorespire Keep, whereas once you get into the interior, there's definitely more. And I can bring up a map. That might be a good idea. Beep, beep, beep.
Of a map.
I love a good map.
Love a map. That's my shit.
All right, let's see if this worked right away. Sometimes all you can do is ask. There we go. Okay, so Stonefall Quarter is what we're talking about here. And you can see those buildings kind of that make up the central part of it are these, although organized in neighborhood type framework, varying degrees of deprecation, that's not the word, neglect and disrepair.
Dilapidated or
Is that a word?
Dilapidation.
Dilapidation. There's a lot. I feel there's deprivation. There's a lot of D words that I think were degenititation, demonization. That's another inside joke.
No,
Yeah. Go ahead. I would like everyone to make a perception check.
Oh yes, baby.
Oh, thank you, Nine Realms Gaming.
Oh.
Shit.
22.
Okay.
You got blowing it like an old NES cartridge.
My wife she went to storage and she brought home the GameCube. So we've been playing GameCube games on our large TV. Okay, so 22. 21 from Calliope.
Yes.
19.
22.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
We're like
Lupin,
this.
you're
Yeah.
leading them. You're leading them, but you've slowed down a little bit because you've noticed that the group is perceiving. I mean, that's not. But like the group has slowed inherently because everyone is taking in. Because every time you kind of turn a corner, every time you move down a different part of these streets, you get a peek in. These buildings have open windows. Some of them have maybe like half a wooden window frame kind of hanging off, but the doors are usually open. Some of them might have tattered cloths hanging, blocking pure vision into. And some of them even do have maybe like a piece of plywood or a large board pushed up against something to block it. But every house you come by, you guys are taking in the details. You're seeing some of them have been attempted to be repaired. Some of them have intentionally been knocked down. You can see signs of like vandalism and maybe even chalk art that's not the word. Defaces? Okay, that's different than the word I almost just said.
Yeah.
Poop. As you guys turn a corner that leads you now down a longer row of houses in the interior of this, you're getting closer. You can kind of hear this area is a little bit more populated. There's more groupings, it looks like, in this walkway. But as you turn this corner, behind you, you hear rustling, and you all turn around, and a cloth door, or a hanging cloth next to the building to your right, as you're all coming in and turning left, flies open as three figures, kind of young. One of them maybe looks like he's a human mid-20s, early 20s, but the other two, it's hard to tell. They look half elf or elven, young, just smooth skin, so it's hard to really tell how they are, but by their size, they look more equivalent to like a 7 to 8-year-old human. They kind of come quickly out. They all catch eyes with you, and they stop for a second, and their eyes are big and wide, and they hang for just a second, and you hear like, whoa, and you see like wide eyes, and then finally the one older one grabs one and says, "We gotta go!" And they start running again, and Envy, what kind of armor are you wearing?
Not much. Studded.
You're not?
Leather.
Not much.
Studded leather.
All right. Calliope. You hear, so the older one tugs one of them and says, "We gotta go," and they start running, and the other one kind of got a tug, but didn't like let go before, and the other one hasn't moved quite yet, and his eyes are fixated on you, and he's just like, "Whoa, oh shit," and
I kind
It's
of,
that new
I'm gonna flash him some fang.
right as
But
he
not in-
turns,
Right as
Yeah.
he turns, like almost like winking, but just like, what's up?
as
Although Calliope doesn't say anything, she just reacts.
as it rounds the corner and out of sight, you hear from behind, "Those teeth were huge!" As the voice kind of trails away. You continue walking.
You see the claws?
You continue walking, and through some of the buildings, you see out of a couple buildings, 2 of the buildings that you pass have people inside huddled. Not the most extreme that you might guess. It's not the worst, but definitely, some of these structures are a single room with a door and a window, and you look in and there are maybe 6 people spread out in this small single room on floors. Sometimes there's a cot, sometimes there's a real bed, but not often. Usually in these rooms there are lots of candles lit. You can tell that maybe even larger fires in some of these. It is cold outside still. This is another kind of cold, breezy day where the wind coming off the coast is chilling at times. Your armor keeps you pretty warm, but if you weren't wearing any armor, you're like Calliope, I'm assuming you kind of have a good breeze across you, but the fur also. Oh, we were on followers only mode. That explains a lot. Thank you for doing that. Sorry guys, welcome to chat. They need to have a better thing. Yeah.
We just started.
Notification
basically, so
area.
thanks for being here.
Well, you know what? That means no one, if they weren't a follower, could do the giveaway. Exclamation
no.
critical in the chat to win some dice, guys. So don't be shy, even though you may have gotten rejected the first time you tried. You kind of approach a larger structure, still single floor, but you can tell kind of takes up a lot more space along the road here. And Lupin, you know that this is one of the central places. This is Zarok. Generally can be found here throughout the day. And there are plenty of people kind of present here. Coming in and out of this building, you see groups of 2 or 3. Right as you're kind of walking up, you see 2 people walking out. They're armored. They have armor. They have weapons at their side. And Lupin, you know from your interactions that even though the Lost don't have a lot of able-bodied membership, those that do, there are a few people that volunteer their time for this group that do have ability and try to protect the people in the group. And you can sometimes see little groups of 2 or 3. They don't really make themselves they don't have insignias or anything. They don't make themselves look too special or anything. But generally, you do see little groups of people sometimes walking around that are armored and weaponed. And,
Are they the police of the quarter, I guess? Or something?
No,
Then
they
what do
don't
they really-
report. They don't report to the Githyanki or anything. They're very
Well,
much
no.
yeah, but they don't
But what do they
enforce
do
the
then?
people. It's give me a history check.
Let's see. 18?
From your experiences, this is Zarok's attempt to organize the able-bodied membership. So, he feels that having them work in this capacity allows them to be present, to be visible to the other people in the area, of people that can help. So basically, if you are a member of the Lost, and I mean generally speaking, you don't know, but your mom is not really a member of the Lost per se, yet if she needed something, she could go to these people that volunteer and work in that capacity to help her out, mostly, yeah.
Okay.
So they don't really enforce their population. They protect it and they help it, but it's just Zarok doesn't want them to be completely defenseless.
I feel it's kind of what is it? In the 1900s where immigrant Irish or immigrant communities kind of police themselves
Mhm,
because of things. Yeah.
You're right. You've also heard, they will step in if someone's doing in the area might get them the wrong kind of attention.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
you're kind of at this building right now. That group has left. Are you looking to go into that building? Or you said you were headed towards, that... Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I wasn't I try to go to like where I would know where Byron is, but if going to Zerok to give him this to distribute would be easier and better, that'd be fine too. And I mean, either way, I don't know. That I actually never met up with Zerok.
You've never met Zerok now.
So.
It's really up to you.
I'll poll the group. I'll let them know that, hey, if you're interested in meeting the leader of the Lost, which would be one of the groups we are meant to talk to, they'd probably be in here. Wasn't my original intent to go there, but we could, and I mean, he would certainly distribute the food to those that need it. And so, I mean, as you can see, there's plenty that are in need here. But I can also find Byron, because I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
I mean, Lupin, this is your territory. I'm willing to follow your lead, but it might, us bringing supplies and, you know, the food to give to Leader of the Lost might also, you know, show some faith on our part. So not only do we meet him, but he can meet us.
I mean, this is one of those things that we eventually needed to do to, like, you know, start meeting the people of the groups. So not be bad
I'm
to do.
flexible. I mean, I'm happy. Like I said, you take, you know, the lead on this.
No, it's fine. We can go to talk to them. I'll have a little something special for Byron when I see him. So.
And what's the Leader of the Lost's name?
Zerok.
Zerok.
All right, let me bring up something real quick, like. All right. With that, do you enter the building?
Yeah.
You go in and you don't see Zerok right away. You go in and there's several people in this it's not very deep. You know that the building structure goes further past, but as far as like width-wise, it looks like it takes up the main width of the building. So it's kind of wider than it is lengthwise. But there's a single desk with a door on each side. There's like a few chairs kind of in the corners as the door comes in, and there's no decorations or anything except there are some interesting like patchwork quilts that are hung in certain accent points of this room. Kind of over the desk, there's a big one behind the wall between the two doors, and on each of the side walls. And around the windows have like patchwork quilt style curtains, and they're all kind of different. Some of them are bright and vibrant, some of them are more muted and just have more subtle changes in tones and the patterns. But some of them are very bright, like bright, vibrant dyes, like neon greens almost, and like bright pinks. Very different each one is. There's a desk with quite a bit of paper, and there's currently a female human standing at the desk talking to a figure behind the desk. And as you is the whole group coming in behind?
I would assume so.
As you
I'm there with Lupin.
Perfect. As you all kind of enter this area, the two turn towards you a little bit and acknowledge your presence, and she goes back. The guy behind the desk that you can see now, he is a older Leonal male that has kind of a stringy mane that has some brown that kind of goes to gray on the edges, right on the like frill of the mane. Strong, but stringy. His body it has that kind of stretched out, stringy appear to it, but his muscles are corded behind, and you can tell that whatever capacity he's worked in for some time, he's probably been manual labor of some sort. He's got that corded muscle appearance, and he, in a very kind of soft voice, turns to the lady and says, "Look, I understand. I do. We need to, as we said before, we just need you guys to move. And the female says, I know, but we've moved 3 times already. 3 times in as many months. He needs to just stop. He needs to be alone for a bit. And the Lionel says, I'll tell you what. I'll present it again. We'll talk about it again. And if something changes, I'll let you know. But please, be ready. Gather your things in case we decide that it's still the best course. And the lady sighs and says, thank you for talking to him. That's good enough for now. And turns and kind of gives you guys just a nod as she makes her way out. And the Leonol kind of stands up and hands kind of the waist and takes you in and says, points and says, are you Lupin?
I am.
I'm glad to meet you today, Lupin. I hadn't had the chance quite yet, but I've heard you've really made some friends in our community here.
Are you Xerox?
No. My name is Trayvin. Trayvin Swiftfoot. I am his right-hand man, as you might say. I apologize, we both have... Xerox has mentioned several times that he's regretted he has not met you sooner. Haven't had the best of fortune in a little bit.
Sorry, quick thing. Can you remind me who I spoke to that night when I spoke to...
I will.
Was it this?
No, it wasn't. It was Davin. He was a human, and he was definitely the... I'm happy, I'm smiling because this is one of the research pieces I had to go scour for, hoping that it would come up.
Like, actually.
Actually.
I'm glad you asked.
He was like the night guy. He definitely,
okay.
We talked about how he took over the role of like being the person to come to at night. Yeah.
Okay, just make sure.
All
right.
Well, are you looking for a meeting with Xerox today?
It'd be nice to certainly do that. One, we came here to donate this food to you, and I gave out the bag of like cheese and bread and meat, and kind of like, I know that this would be of need here, so certainly you distribute amongst the people here.
Clarification point. When you say meat, do you mean like the meat that was part of the package you bought, or is this the meat's meat?
I didn't buy any meat, did I? I thought all the meat was the meat from Marcus Meat.
Okay, I'm just clarifying. It might have kind of been you got a variety. You spent more money than usual, so you kind of got like a variety of things. But
okay, I mean, sure, it's part of it, sure, but
okay. So the meats are part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of takes in this gift and says, "Of course, you've given so much, and this is amazing. Let me I can take this from you. Xerox doesn't need to bother himself with this. I'll make sure. Perhaps while you meet him, I'll go divvy it up right now.
Insight check.
Okay, go ahead and roll it and ask me exactly.
How does he seem honest
about giving away the food?
Actually, yeah, and or like, is he really protecting Xerox from like being busy, or does he not want us to meet Xerox for some reason? Not the best. Let's see. 18. Wait, no. 2 plus 4 is 16. 16.
16's really good though.
It's okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
He rolled a 6. So you catch a few things through that last couple sentences. You catch that there is a genuine honesty and kind of like good nature. You feel comforted by his words so far. No hints at a lie when he said he was going to distribute the food. There's something. There's something. It doesn't seem maleficent or negative, but there was something when he said Zarok doesn't need to be bothered with this. That you don't really know quite what it was, but it didn't seem like plotting or negative or like, yeah, just different. There was some other emotion there.
I was giving him the food, and I said, "Oh, where are my manners?" So I point to my party in here. And it's like, us, we are the new emissaries, I suppose. Is emissary the right word? I don't know. What is his name?
Lord Havish.
Lord Githyanki.
Lord Havish. Yeah, Lord Havish.
Lord Githyanki.
That guy.
That guy.
Our boss.
And then I introduce Envy and Calliope and Chelsea too. Or not Chelsea.
Shay, sorry.
Shay.
All right, you introduce them as Calliope, Envy, and Shay.
Yeah.
He goes to shake all of your hands, and you notice that like older, kind of roughish, corded skin, muscles. But as he shakes your hand, he has a very gentle touch. Just not assertive, not like aggressive, just very kind of gentle handshake as he kind of almost clasps your hand with both hands and gives you kind of like a little bow almost as he's like interacting and meeting with you guys. Calliope, he comes to you, and he you catch his eyes like stutter a second, like he looked at you, but then he didn't want to uncomfortably hang on you. So like it was kind of like a look, an acknowledgement, and then kind of a look away as he looked down to grasp your hand and said, Calliope, nice to meet you. I am Trayvin Swiftfoot.
The pleasure is mine, Trayvin.
Real quick, KFC Chicken Littles, thank you very much for your gifted subs. We appreciate you very much so. And after the introduction with you, he says, all right, well, give me a second. I'm going to go see if he's available, okay? Wait right here. And he slips in the door to the left. As he opens it, you kind of peer in and you see a candlelit room, quite a lot of candlelight. Potentially like just through the door opening and closing, you don't look like, it doesn't seem like there's any natural light in there. It looks purely kind of candlelit. He closes the door you've got about a minute. Is there anything you guys want to do while you are alone in this room?
So he's already like leaving?
He closed the door behind him, yes.
Okay.
He's gone through the door.
Okay, I was gonna say something to him, but I missed my moment. That's fine.
Yeah, we can retroactive if you really want to.
I was just when maybe I was shaking his hand and meeting him. Pleasure to meet you, Trayvin. We understand that Zarok is got a lot on his plate and he's very busy, but is there any way that we could come back at a more opportune time? I mean, we'd love to, when it's, opportunistic for him to, we'd like to meet him. And I look at the others, like, just to say hello and see if there's any way we can be more helpful.
Give me a persuasion check.
And Calliope is she's gonna smile. Ooh.
Well,
That's either super bad or really
it is, so I'm gonna make sure it was a natural one.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to make sure because I have.
By the way, new subscribers, you can give out a luck and inspiration to players or the DM. Just simply say it in chat who you'd like to go to, and I will get it there if I remember.
There's something here that I'm missing. I just want to make sure. No,
Shay.
I got a 1. Damn it.
Judgy is a sub. You can use your I'm guessing that's luck roll.
Okay, because I can't see chat. Okay, so I have a luck. I will take the reroll. We're gonna use the different dice.
Okay.
Other ones. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's not bad. That's an 18.
Okay.
For a total of 18 plus 8.
Whew, 26.
26. I'm not good at math. Thank you.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Please.
Is there, in this interaction... Oh, guys, a hype train is close. Nordic Geek, thank you for subscribing. Close to a hype train. I haven't seen a Fable 42 hype train in, like,
Hey.
a minute.
Hype.
Hype.
I'll put the emojis when I got time later. Hype.
Is there anything in particular you are wanting to gain from this interaction?
Gain? Not...
Because you... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say... You first.
Yeah, first.
You. Go. I will react.
Okay. Shay's motivation is, in response to that unsure reason why I feel like he's hiding something or he's protecting. But her motivation is to really get to meet Zarok at some point or find out if he's still going to gatekeep Zarok, or if this is going to allow him, and that'll be more telling that if we can see him later or not.
That's what I thought. That's why I wanted to ask, because I felt like that's the line of questioning you were going for, because you wanted to be able to maybe glean something else from the interaction. So I'm glad I asked. So, as you say that, it takes Trayvin back a little bit, and he looks at you as you're talking, as you finish the thought and finish the kind of the words. He kind of pauses for a second, and you can tell that he's like he kind of cocks his head a little bit. He's trying to figure out what, I don't know, inspired this generosity or this like accommodation. You came into the office, yet now you are saying, whenever's a good time. And he looks at the rest of the group, and he says, okay, guys, he's not that busy. I forgot the accent I did for this guy. It just takes him a while to process things. Zarok is a great leader. People respect him. In a way, people feel his compassion very strongly. He wears it on his shoulder. He puts it out there. He cares for these people. They feel it. They feel safe with him. However, he's not Yankee, Colin. He doesn't have to have the southern accent.
It's okay.
However, it does take him a while to do things, and I, as his second, try to mediate to that end, to give him time to get his thoughts down and achieve the things he sets out to achieve.
Can I insight check when he means takes time to process it? Does he mean like a learning disability? Or...
Go ahead.
I think it's a +2. 15. No, insight, that's +4, so 19.
19. He's not trying to deceive you, like, by any means. He's talking. He's choosing words that you might expect someone to use when they're describing maybe a child doing a task. Accommodating someone with lower intelligence.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Trayvin. Appreciate you being forthright with us. We have so much to learn here. Lupin's the local, and the rest of us are just, we have a lot of catching up to do.
He would love to meet you guys. We actually had a Githyanki messenger come by early this morning to tell us that we probably would be expecting you.
Oh, do you know what messenger?
Oh, just a guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if and when he's ready, you or him, you can send another messenger or up to the, is it the keep? The tower?
The keep. You're staying at
The
the
keep.
Imran's keep.
Yeah. You can find us at the keep, so we can continue this conversation with him.
He says, I'll tell you what, I appreciate your flexibility, but how about this? Let's say tomorrow, after lunch, I go ahead and get it on his schedule. So it'll just be set in stone.
Perfect. Lunchtime it is, and I turn to everybody else. Does that sound? Yeah.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Our first official line of business. We look forward to it, Trayvin.
Trayvin, man.
Trayvin. I apologize.
I apologize to DM because it was Davin and then Trayvin. But then when I said Davin, I said Davin first. I was like, no, it's Davin. Davin's not a name. Yes, it's a lot of names to keep track of. Well, this is great. Is there anything else I can do for you all? How does this work?
I mean, I feel we were tasked to meet the groups around Gorspire Keep and see how we could help. So that's just kind of our goal right now, to see what aid we can lend. And yeah.
Well, I don't think it's very confusing to figure out what we need help with here. Obviously, about the afflicted. He kind of looks to the group and says, the haze, it's not that it's strong here, but people know to come here. That people have spread word that this is a haven of sorts. We've only been able to heal a handful due to the price of the cost of healing, and honestly, Zarok is stuck with a plan that is hard to manage. We need to make more money. We need to expand. We need to have I don't know, but we get hand-me-downs every once in a while, but it's just not gonna be enough time. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard, there's no way any of us would ever raise that much gold. And sure, Havish will pay half the price here and there. Varaka has floated the entire price several times to people of her choice. It's the system we have right now, but it's just, if we're really going to have a solution, we can't have the rate of healing be way less than the rate of people that come this direction looking for refuge. So I appreciate you, and I hope that you and Zarok have a productive conversation. I'm just going to use your active insight check. There was a little frustration around the word productive. But
Zarok, sorry. Trayvin, will you be part of the meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it'd be best if I am.
Wonderful. Just
but I mean, other than that, here and there, I mean, we don't really have that many asks, but we're often fulfilling asks from our community. People here need things beyond or outside of healing. And unfortunately, we're usually not able to provide too much as we are saving up for the main cost.
Well, what are they asking for?
Beds, covers, food. We do our best. Obviously, we spend some money on food. We can't have people dying of hunger in these houses, but we spread it out. We make it work.
About how many souls do you have living here, and versus how many are afflicted?
That's a good question. He thinks for a second. Did you want to say something too, Shay, while he's thinking, or?
No, I'll ask my question after Lupin's.
He thinks for a second and he says, "We don't often take a head count, but if I had to guess, around 60 to 80 people spread across this quarter, with an additional maybe 10 to 15 of them being afflicted." Now remember, by afflicted I mean those that can't do anything. There are several people that definitely could use the cure, and it's not doing any good in their lives, but they can get by, they can function, and they can contribute in their way.
This is just it. These numbers are just in the Stonefall quarter.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
he says sometimes those who are afflicted manage to gain enough roots to find other jobs. In fact, Halinta, y'all, that name strikes a bell with you guys.
Oh,
Halinta,
say it again.
Halinta has works now at Inron Keep. I'm sure you've seen her around there lately. If you need a reminding, Halinta was the Ursinal that was managing the baths at Inron's Keep.
And she was a member here?
She, you probably knew that she associated with the group, but you don't know, maybe you don't know much beyond that. But I think I said too, though, when Envy saw her, three of y'all took baths, but only two of them she was there for.
I think she interacted with Lupin.
Lupin and Envy,
Yeah,
but
Lupin.
not someone else. Who else took a bath? Vesta. Vesta took a bath, probably.
Yeah, she took
Yeah.
a bath the night prior.
Yeah, I took a bath the night prior. I didn't.
Shay
interact with her
did.
at all.
And then Vesta, I think, did the early, I don't even remember. Vesta did a later night one. That's what it was. Vesta's was
Calliope
much
did.
later. Calliope did.
Y'all
Okay.
did bubble baths
Okay.
that night.
Yeah, I mean, that was a heavy, night for that
Priorities.
bath. I think one of y'all noted that she did have the hazy coloration in her eyes.
I didn't know what that meant. Thank
Ah.
you.
But he kind of steadies with a palm out and says, "No, obviously I'm not suggesting that you guys bring us the price to heal everyone in town. That seems unreasonable, but maybe there's another way. If we've tried through politics, through everything we've tried, but unless we find something definitive, we'll never know."
Turning to Envy. Some of us have knowledge about healing. So,
A bit, yes. Oh, you want me to say it now? Yes, I am very. Where I'm from, it's strange, really. Healing isn't so reclusive. It's it's more or less freely given, but I do plan on finding out more about this, or the hazed, or those afflicted with it, as well as possibly treatments that could help them. But I think I'd need a little bit more information in that regard.
Well, I mean, if you guys have another minute before you take off, I can fill you in with what I know. It's not just the healing power. There are priests and priestesses among the Sisters of Shar that have healing ability and power. There are some temples and places around town. There are residents that do have healing ability. The haze is not some simple curse. It's not some... It's complex. There's complexity to it. From what I understand, it requires a long ritual. It requires... I have seen it happen. It requires a long ritual. It requires several highly proficient diviners, priestesses. And it requires some special reagent, some special component that is the main cost of the ritual. As such, the high price. The reagent, so far, has only really been able to be purchased or bought by either Lord Havish or Varaka. They have connections to get it, but according to them, the price goes up.
Hope we don't know where they actually get it from.
He shakes his head and says, "No, unfortunately, to be a relevant house, you got to hold on to certain secrets, I feel, and that's going to be one that they hold on to."
You would think healing the people that you are lord over would be of high merit. I don't want to speak against the Lord. I don't really know that side of the situation. But I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is perhaps Envy's trying to insight check him to see if this is something that Trayvin thinks the Lord is purposely trying to like
Secret?
kind of control, or
Okay.
if this is just something that's like out of their control and they just haven't been able to get a good pricing on the reagent or anything, so they have to charge such a extraneous price.
Give me the insight check roll, and then I'll
Okay.
try to answer your question.
Also, is this man a good person? Because there's like a 25% chance I get advantage on good aligned insight checks.
Go ahead and roll the. No, it's not. Is it insight? It is insight for you.
I think it's just insight.
Because for some it's persuasion, but for you it might be insight. I mean, I only made it in class.
Intuition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. Yeah, that was. Go ahead and roll me that 25% on the percentile dice.
Okay. So that is 16. And then the advantage one was 11. So 16.
Well, wait. So the way that I do the percentage, so it's your level time. It's 5 times your level, right?
So like
Yeah.
I'm thinking
25%.
25%.
Right. So roll a d100,
Oh.
and if you get
and then
a
that-
1
yeah.
through 25, then you would gain advantage on the insight check.
I don't know my dice.
I have no way of telling him too that like my insight check said he was honest and genuine. Like,
Mm-mm, not yet.
So they're like,
Okay, I rolled a. Oh, I used the wrong ones. No. Okay. That's a D20. What is happening?
It's the, you know,
It's the one
I
with
don't
the
have to tell you.
numbers.
It's the one. They look
The
very
one with the
similar.
numbers.
Uh-oh, Envy's starting to feel sick.
31%.
Yeah, so not quite the advantage, but
What?
you rolled a 16 for the non-advantage. Yeah. And your question was, because you had a question first before you mentioned the insight. You were asking him. What was it you were asking him?
Kind of judging what his take on Lord Havish is, whether Lord Havish is intentionally trying to prevent this reagent from being used, or like it's out of his hands.
You get the feeling that from the inside check, you get confusion from him. He doesn't really know, but it's not like he's hiding a feeling. He doesn't know the motives behind it. But I was gonna say this next, so I'll continue on. He continues on to say, I remember you did ask about Havish, or you said something like, you asked like, wouldn't it be good for the leader for the healing that would, yeah. So when you say that, he says, I mean, well, I'd ask you this question. You know the price. How many would you heal if you were Lord Havish?
I mean,
Keeping in mind that you have an empire and a house to run.
I get the feeling that money's not necessarily a harbored thing with the Lord. Us being representatives of that. So I guess if it came down to healing, potentially you would categorize it, heal the ones that can do the most for the city, then work your way down. But if there's no structure in that regard, then it's anyone's guess, really.
Well, that's certainly Lord Havish, not so much actually. He gives the choice to Zarok, and he has fronted a lot of the price for 3 healings that I remember. However, Varaka has also matched and funded 3 healings as well, and her intentions are a little bit more clear. She tends to pick out strong women, and who would have guessed? They kind of the trend has been 3 for 3. They immediately join her ranks.
And the individuals that the Lord has healed or put towards healing, do they join the soldiers, or is it just going back into the community?
He thinks for a second. He says, "Well, they're not told what to do. One of them left pretty quickly, wanting to experience and see more. The other one of them stuck around and still helps out from time to time around here. I don't know where he is right now, but yeah. So I mean, it's up to them, really. But I don't know if that's true for those that Varaka heals.
I mean, I can kind of sense her trend. But if the individual that is still local here that helps out comes by, could you just mention that we'd like to meet them at some point when they have time?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they'd be happy to talk with you guys. Perhaps I'll mention it, and maybe he'll be at the meeting tomorrow.
That would be one.
Save an extra trip for you guys.
This meeting's gonna be popping.
I have so many questions and different things, but I'm putting it off until tomorrow's meeting.
I'm just picturing like a bunch of Spider-Man. It's just like you.
Awesome.
Well, I hope this information helps you kind of fill in some of the spots. I'm sure are any of you guys around here or from around here?
I mean,
The house.
I've been here for a little while.
Well, I
but
mean,
I'm not from here, no.
I know Lupin's been here. He's been here a while, but the rest of you are new to town.
Pretty
Very
for the
nice.
most part, yeah.
Okay, well,
that's the map.
Well, I hope that
I live in a village much west but
West.
south from here.
Okay, well, I hope that helps you out. I'm sure you've got a lot of stuff you're figuring out about the history of this town. Can't imagine that's a lot going on. But I hope that helps a little bit. And I really hope you guys can do some good around here. It's had some bad times, but honestly, I feel like hope is up. I feel like people are a little more hopeful these days than maybe, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, a year ago. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's nice.
Hopefully that trend will continue.
Me too. Now, is there any other questions you guys might have?
If you don't mind me asking, and again, if it's something private, I understand, but what was that all about with the human woman we were just came in on?
Well, we've done our best to establish certain guidelines between us and the Githyanki. Mostly around they're really trying to honestly put their hands in this basket. It seems, I don't know, but they're trying to lay down some laws about how we live in here. And to be fair, none of their requests so far have been ridiculous. They come to us when something they see needs changed, or something they see needs attention, or and we abide for the most part, if we can. Our people like comfort and closeness. I don't know what it is about these structures, or maybe it has to do with the affliction, or those that love or are close to those that are afflicted, but it's a yearning. When those afflicted are separated from their loved ones for too long, even those most severely affected will eventually start to call out or reach out or attempt to move towards to find their loved ones. It can be pretty sad sometimes, but like I said, nothing they've asked us so far has been unreasonable.
So did the Yankee, I guess, ask this young woman and her family to move out of the establishment?
They've made the general request that we spread the families out for other health concerns. We don't have the money for certain essentials of keeping hygiene up and clean water. We get the best water, but that goes towards drinking, and we get food, and sometimes we don't get the best food, but we get more food. And the people that live in here generally just aren't as healthy. They catch colds and viruses and get sickly at times, and Lord Havish and his people feel that maybe this is a mitigation method.
But you still don't.
Would you say that everyone who's falling ill is living in about the same area and then they get moved out?
Well, see, that's the weird thing about this. It's not. I'm always going to go southern. It's not that people here are getting the affliction. It's other sicknesses, common sicknesses that are seen in Polstrom, in the packed streets, in the scrums of Polstrom or large cities. The haze is different. Everyone, all the information we've gotten has told us it's random. It's rare. It's random. I don't know. We haven't. If there's a connection, we haven't found it yet.
Well, unless I'm confused, they think it's random. You don't know quite how it's spreading or why it spreads to those that become afflicted. But yet you're still asked to separate because of, like, overcrowding, and they use that as the reason. But there's no conclusive evidence that or pattern that's actually relevant to getting it.
Yes, that's true. But in a sense, it's not the afflicted that are getting the sickish. It's the people that care for them, the loved ones, the family members, the kids, the close quarters, and the impoverished population. It just breeds sickness. And for reference, I feel like a point I need to make: only maybe 2 or 3 afflicted are from Gorespire Keep. Others have come here from around the continent, looking for refuge. Families hear that we are here and we take care. And, not to say that there aren't afflicted out there that don't need this. If someone gets afflicted that's wealthy, they tend to hole up in their home if they've got the means. They can stay in their own private residences and potentially pay for healings in different places. But here, this is where people come that can't manage it, that lose their job, lose their livelihood, lose something, are destitute, are desperate. Those are the ones that come here. But we do what we can. And I believe that people are better off here than wherever they had to escape from.
Given us so much of your time and so much information. Thank you.
Well, I look forward to continuing these talks tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, lunchtime.
Yes. After lunchtime, yes. Again, it was nice to meet you all, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
And you as well.
Go ahead.
Peace.
Oh, peace? Is it the peace sign? Okay. As you walk out, you open like the flap, and there is another couple standing in line, looking like waiting to talk. They're both dwarven, older even for dwarven, gray tips of beards, of long beards. The female has her hair back in a braid. The male has a moderate amount of haze in his eyes, yet she's not bracing him or anything. He's standing on his own free will. It seems like he made it up into this point on his own. He looks at each of you and kind of acknowledges you and bows as you walk out. And once you are clear of the doorway, the lady kind of hunkers down and guides, kind of takes his shoulders just to lead him into the door, and they go in. This is a perfect time to take a break. We are going to take a drinks and potty break. You guys should as well. I mean, that's
Get up,
a
stretch.
smart thing to do. Yes, stretch is good.
Foam roll, whatever.
Talking about health here.
Wow. I mean,
About health.
maybe one time we need to have a little calisthenics, like 2 minutes during break
Yeah.
time or something, just like some
Here
jumping
is a
jacks or
salon.
something.
Lead a calisthenics hour.
Each class will be led by a player, and it'll be different depending on which player.
Oh my god, yes!
Shays will be
Okay,
like a
I see what you
dance
said something.
dance fitness, and Calliope will be
80s
like,
aerobic.
how many ways can you chop a log of wood? All right, guys, we're gonna take about 10 minutes. We will be back, and also don't forget !critical to enter our giveaway for dice that we will draw when we come back. Stick around, guys. We have more RPGing to do. We'll be back.
Solon, a world caught just outside the blessed fields of Elysium. Home to the migrated Gardenals, celestial animal kin searching for adventure. The Sun Guard are the protectors of this realm, standing against the forces of evil that seek to disrupt a lasting peace. It has been over 100 years since Bell's dark invasion faltered at Boiler Bay. In the north, Pelor's warming glow bestows prosperity to the nations of light. But in the south, a new story unfolds.
Hello, we are back.
Hola.
We were discussing some stuff, as we are wont to do during break, and we did. So, oh gosh, I got to do the thing. John,
The
told
thing.
me.
Give
John
out the
told me
dice,
he did.
Colin.
I know.
Don't hold
Here it
back.
comes. Shift 70 up has won the giveaway. Congratulations, Shift 70 up.
Ooh.
Please find me in our Discord. There's a link down below. I am Colin FFRPG in the Discord. Find me, say hey, I won, and we will get those dice
Woo!
sent out to you
He said,
soon.
they. Woot,
Awesome for the woot. Okay, woot woot. Welcome back.
woot,
Let's
woot.
go.
We got some dice giveaways. Whoa.
So we left for break as you guys were stepping outside of this building where you met with Trayvin and learned information. You saw the dwarf couple enter kind of right behind you, and that's where we come back in. Well, what would you like to do now?
Shay's head is spinning. So much
Yeah.
information. Okay, first of all, Lupin, I didn't know that you are only, like, I thought you were local, like, born and raised here in Gorspire.
Oh no. No. I just have been here for a little bit. I was actually from the northern continent. Let's phrase it that way.
The northern continent. Like,
Yes.
as she goes to
It's kind of
map.
meta because it's the only northern continent because I haven't made any more.
Oh,
But it also makes sense for maybe him to be called the northern continent.
okay. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been there. Okay. The north. How long ago did you come here?
It's been maybe a month or two, I would think.
I'm over here calling you a local, and you just got here.
Yeah.
Okay. And you brought your mother. You and your mother came.
We did, although I would like to keep that more between us, I suppose,
Oh,
if at all possible.
of course.
I don't want her being dragged into anything that I'm doing right now. Just
Actually, I'm so sorry. That might have been meta. I don't even know if Shay knows that you have your mom.
No, I think you did mention it at one point. Yeah, I
Did
think you did.
I don't know if you did. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know if I did.
Is it just us four?
It's just you four right outside the building right now. Yeah, there's no one in your
Okay.
immediate vicinity at all.
I do apologize if we
think.
will retcon that if that conversation.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I had.
No, you haven't. I
Maybe
think.
you haven't.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, try again. Whose line is it anyway? I don't. Did anyone watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? Where like they would do this
Lupin!
game.
You're from the north. Oh my god, I've been to the north. It's cold.
It is. It is. So.
If possible, I would like us to add another stop to our list. I mean, it was already technically on the list, but slightly changed. I want us to visit the Sisters of Shar, but then Envy will like look at Shay and Calliope. But maybe you two should visit with them.
Tell me more of your ideas. And also, Calliope, you've been so quiet. Everything okay?
Yes, now I've found my voice again.
A lot of that meat, that board of cheese and meat. I mean, little food coma, I get it.
Absolutely. I believe that is a good idea. Send the women warriors to speak with the women warriors.
I really am very curious of the Sisters of the Shar, and I do want to go visit them, but
I
and I do
like
know
to
why. I'm
see
skeptical.
their ritual tactics for clearing the haze.
Yes, that was on my list too. I don't know if it's something we should talk to them about or something we should also bring up at tomorrow's meeting, but I want to. You should, more than any of us, I think, should sit in on one of these rituals if possible. Is it just me, or there is so much unsettled information about all of this? None of it is adding up.
There is a missing factor, yes. Though, to be perfectly honest, I don't think me, would be able to sit in on one of those present. That's not the vibe check that I'm getting.
No, I think it would be really hard to convince them to. But
Wait.
what?
No. That is
Speak. Give it. Spill it. No ideas about idea.
Calliope,
Yes.
the individuals that you went and got all gussied up with, do they seem proficient in their talents?
I think
You
it's
want to get your fur did?
I think
a
that
disguise of
yes,
sorts.
we should absolutely go back, and we can maybe even hear a little bit about if they know anything about them.
Also, if we can't witness a ritual, maybe not anytime soon even, because it doesn't sound like a lot of them happen, but I think it's something that if we can try and get more information on, but maybe go to somebody who's been recently healed and talk to them. If there was anyone else in the room that it wasn't a healer, it would be the people that were healed.
Do we know, or do I know where the leader of the Sisters of Shar would actually be?
You've met her.
We met her at the event?
Yeah, she was the bird Baraka. She was the bird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But do they reside in that tower that we were going up?
Do they reside there? You don't know.
Wait, was it the one that was participating?
She had to take over in the ritual of the gravity ritual when one of your party decided to do something to one of the priests. Who was it?
I think it was
it
Vesta.
Vesta? I think it was
Yeah,
Vesta.
Vesta.
It might have been Vesta, yeah.
Yeah, so she stepped in. She was the Dyak. She was bird, kind of like a vulture, or buzzard-like frame with a long neck and
Oh.
bird face with the purple mohawk and the purple tipped feathers, purple beak, eyeliner, purple nails.
All about the purple aesthetic.
It was very purple aesthetic, and so does her acolytes have those dark black robes with the purple lining, purple accents. Yeah, a lot of dark and purple. That's their vibe, man.
So we don't actually know where they reside. Would
You
probably
don't
be
know
the-
where that person, Baraka, resides. No.
Okay.
We can find out.
We could find out, yes.
From Lord Havish. Or Zarok
Could.
tomorrow. Zarok tomorrow
Could.
should definitely know. But
I mean, I also might have a in to maybe ask as well, but
right, you worked for them, did you?
yes, at least for a group that associates with the Shar, yes.
So many notes, so much information. I love it though. I love it.
And Shay, you change how you look fairly easily, correct?
What do you mean?
Just from what I've gathered. Would you?
I do like, costumes. Little Daz. My things.
This might be too close to chess because they do know who we are specifically. So trying to guise myself as a female version of myself would be tricky at best.
I like where your head is, where your ideas are at. But at the moment, we don't know where we stand with them, and I'm afraid if we
pull the deceptive wool too quickly.
Yes. But I also don't want you to misunderstand. I love this kind of thing. So maybe we can try it down the road when it's a little bit.
So like a future outing.
We don't want to raise suspicion so soon. We're already suspicious of them. We might want to just go in seemingly honest with it.
That seems to make sense. Alternatively, what if we currently have the ability to claim an unawareness of our behavior as being potentially awkward because we are new, instead of waiting until we've been around for a while and then being sneaky?
Because we don't know the customs. We don't know how things go. I
Yeah.
mean, who's to say that a male or a non-female can't go in there anyways? We don't know.
I mean, weren't there some acolytes that were non-female?
Not only with that, but there were also several acolytes that you couldn't really tell. They were very gender neutral.
Right. I mean, they have to have a church, right? They have a church. They worship. I really want to go explore that, but I almost feel like we should get more information before we go to them because they seem very powerful, very intertwined with all of this and with Lord Havish.
Also,
Well-
did you pick up that slight competition? Like, Lord Havish
Yes.
heals 3, she heals 3.
I did. That can't be coincidence.
Well, I mean, Sisters of Shar are on the list to visit, but we still have
I feel
The
like we should
Misfits,
be saying Lord
Night Walk.
Githyanki.
The Lord Gith Yankee. Lord Gith.
Yeah.
Lord Gith.
Lord Gith, man.
Got his name tracked like Voldemort.
Well, and then there's the Night Watch.
Night Watch, yep. So
Um,
I mean, I feel that the Night Watch would be, I don't know, not straightforward, but at least I've had some dealings with them, and
Yeah.
it seems like they have a specific goal in mind. So they might, maybe they have a task we can help them with. I don't know.
The guards.
Show our worth.
Yeah.
Show
Oh.
our abilities.
And if you're wanting more information about the Sisters of Shar, maybe they do have some. But
What was that, Calliope?
Oh, the night guards.
The Night Watch.
The Night Watch.
Night
Yeah.
watch. Yes.
Yeah, I like
And then, so which are the Sisters of Shar Shay, you were saying that we should wait maybe to go explore them a little bit until we have more information. Who are the other ones, the other groups that we're going to visit that you think would best be saved for later when we have more knowledge?
Not just more knowledge. To also back up to what you said, I also want you and I and the rest of us here to. I like your idea of stumbling into. Oh, I didn't know about that. I think we could really play on that, and so we should sit down and talk more in detail and come up with a game plan. But I mean, as you guys know, we're gonna meet with Zarok. I mean, Lord Havish also, we need to ask him stuff. So, also, can I just say, business is great, and let's get to business. But we've been doing a lot already. Can we have some fun? Point, like, let loose a little, maybe a little bit later tonight or soon. You know. Loosen
Yeah.
up.
Is there like, did anybody else get told if we have hours that we're supposed to be working or?
But I just wanted to ask, like, she hasn't held a job very well. Working 2:00 in the afternoon on day one. She's like,
We've been working a lot.
We've been working a lot.
My brain hurts.
We didn't even do anything.
I should go to the spa, get a pedicure.
Yeah, and that's hilarious because you've already been to the spa today.
That's what I meant. Like, damn it, why didn't I go with Calliope when I could have? When I had the chance. We just had like a fat meal.
Mhm.
I went shopping.
Yeah, this is work. This is
Okay, but out of game, it's been hours. In game, it's only 2 p.m. I'm like, let's go visit the tavern, or what was that brothel you were working, Lupin?
Yeah. If you wanted to.
Hey, could
Clay.
you give us some good information? Not all of this.
I mean, if you're wanting one about Sisters of Shar, I mean, they are an affiliate with them. So
Maybe that's dipping our toes before we go to the head honcho mistress.
Okay, I think that's a great idea.
I can introduce you to, I don't remember her name.
Trisha.
No, I mean, I know that one, but the boss, the
Jillian Chalmers.
that's right.
Yep.
Is there a time frame of when best to arrive at this establishment? I feel like 2:00 in the afternoon is a bit early.
It's a different crowd.
It would
it's a different
be,
crowd.
yes.
Different
For
crowd.
the
It's a
world.
different
I didn't
It
mean
is.
now. I
But
didn't mean this
if we
second.
did go, then they would be slow enough for us to pull people aside to have conversations. We could potentially book time with some of the talent there and have conversations. Well, depending on what their policy about sharing information is. We wouldn't want to necessarily get information from them if they could then turn around or would then turn around and tell people we were asking questions. But maybe we could get a couple of appointments and have one-on-ones.
I feel like in order to keep a good clientele, there has to be a level of secrecy when it comes to whatever takes place. But I also imagine in the same breath that there's not a lot of clients that book for like a nice chat.
Probably not.
Touche.
I mean,
So
if this is what you
Touche,
want
that
to
feels
do, we
like a
can.
play on
Touche. Oh, that has different meanings.
There's
This campaign.
there.
Hashtag.
Hello. So I feel the need to now ask, what's the plan?
I have no idea.
Rat-tailed all of it.
So from my opinion, it seems like the options are go there now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and see what that scenario holds, or go later tonight when maybe it's busier. That's what I picked up.
Yes.
Ah,
I think.
make an appointment. Visit the knights. Go to the appointment.
Let's.
I mean, yeah, that could work.
I mean, I liked what Lupin's idea was too. Let's go talk to the Night Watch, see if they have any tasks for us, and then after we've earned our fun, we can head to the others. What is it called? I don't even know what it's called.
What is it called?
Spire Song Tavern.
Spires.
That sounds so
I
clean.
think.
I know.
That's the brothel.
I mean, your words, not mine.
Oh gosh.
It has many forms of entertainment.
And I do think it's a better idea to go there when it is busy, because we can see what kind of people are coming in. We don't have to actually go up into a room. We can enjoy a drink, hang out in the lobby, see the people coming in and out. I mean, isn't it kind of a nightclub type place? It's not just
Yes. Right. Yes.
go in and go straight to business.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
business. It's business time. Come on, any Fly the Conchords fans? Oh, okay. Maybe.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Really?
I mean, I don't know that much.
I never.
but
Yeah.
That's one of their
They are
songs. It's
cool.
one of my favorite songs of theirs is Business Time.
I like his song in Moana.
Mm-hmm. Shiny.
Shiny.
Oh, that was him.
I feel
Careful,
like,
careful. That might be TOS.
That's. I was about to
You
say.
gotta
I
be
feel
careful.
like
That's the one word. You get one word.
Wait,
Say
what?
one word in a rhythm and it'll be fine, but just you can't say
You,
the next
you get sued
couple
by
words.
Disney.
Yeah,
Watch
we get sued by
out.
Disney. I mean, like,
Just say it out of tune. Just sing it
I
wrong.
can't, you know, you want to know something about me? Like, I've played saxophone my entire life. Like, it's very hard for me to do things out of tune. Like, intentionally. I can't. It's very hard for me to intentionally do a wrong melody of a song.
But yeah, John, and if I'm not mistaken, he was invited to do that song because his mother is
Part Hawaiian? Hawaiian?
no, it's not Hawaiian. It's from New Zealand. The
Oh, New
Aboriginal.
Zealand.
The,
Okay.
New
Never
Zealand
mind.
Aboriginal?
I don't
there's a name and I know it, and it's
Oh.
I can't think of names.
know
Chat, help me out.
Chat, I
Maori,
know, right?
thank
Maori,
you.
wow.
Thank you.
Clap
I
it
knew
out
that
for chat.
too.
Clap it out for chat. On.
Can we get some
Ow.
dice to Paxton
Yeah,
Iseki?
Pax, make sure you do exclamation critical and get in the drawing for some dice.
I feel very dumb. Very dumb. So, yeah, let's go head to the Night Watch.
The Night Watch.
Oh,
Okay.
the Night Watch. Yeah, we'll
Now
shake
that
all the
sounds
stuff
like-
with the Night Watch.
Okay.
brothel name.
But to be fair, I feel like if you guys knew there was a brothel in town, anything I said eventually would be like, that's it right there. That's the one. If you're looking for a brothel, any name kind of makes sense.
Gorespire. What? Gore
Spire-
Song?
Spire.
Spire
Oh,
Spire song.
Spire song.
Spire
Oh,
song tavern.
I mean, given
So
the
does-
names
there's like-
too,
there's
Beach
like
by
a-
Marcus.
well-
There's like
like-
a
Well, it's
sound
confusing 'cause,
that's
like-
associated with this tavern.
Big
Oh, I
popular
get
things
it.
in
It's
the
got
field.
a phallic spire on the storefront. Like,
It does now, that's for sure. But like, it is
Look at the map
confusing.
again. I don't know if I saw that.
It is confusing because Wild Spire and then like Tail Spire is big into space. There's all
Yes!
these spires and songs and all sorts of stuff. So
like I'll write this down and then I gotta draw the logo later.
Wait, which quarter is that in?
Spire Song Tavern, you know,
Yes.
I could have made a guess and I'm 80% sure I would have been right, but I'm gonna make sure I'm right. I'm gonna see. That's how much I care for you guys. Yep, there it is. It's in the Watcher's Quarter, so it's over near the Night Watch Tower.
Oh, so the
Yep.
voyeurs.
Okay.
Of course, it's by the way. Oh, obviously. Why wouldn't
There's
it be?
no.
I'll
There's
I'll stop. I'll
No,
stop.
it's funny though because there's no way that was intentional on my part. The time I wrote those
Mhm.
things were not in the time that I would comprehend that connection.
Oh, he asked is the raffle in the
Yeah. It's Nightbot. It's Nightbot doesn't tell you that you entered, but I have it here that you have in fact entered the drawing. So yes, it's all behind the scenes Nightbot stuff. Okay.
We just run a giveaway where we ask a trivia question and the first person in chat.
Oh, that's fun.
Right?
I like it. That's
We could do some kind of special evening. I don't know. Sorry. We'll get back on track.
Yeah,
It's
that
okay.
sounds-
We're having fun. You know what? Why didn't I? I should have been here so other people could see the map. When you said I'm looking at the map, let's look at that. So Watcher's Quarter, yep, lining the streets, kind of not right on that main street. That for reference, whenever I reference Gorespire Keep with this map, especially in mind, there's always like the north to south road that goes up to the keep, and then it splits midtown and goes east-west. And then the Watcher's Quarter is south of that, and it splits like these 3 quarters up pretty much. So because of your current location and the way you came in and the location of the you kind of go on the same walk that Lupin does, and it has you kind of going back towards the main thoroughfare that goes north-south, halfway through the Stonefall Quarter. You walk south, and you kind of just like walk straight into the Watcher's Quarter to kind of get up onto where the Spire Song Tavern is. I would like everyone, please, to make a perception check as you are walking down this path to get there.
Yeah. 21.
Oh, damn. 7.
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay. Last time you guys were amazing. This time y'all got a lot on your mind. 10, the meat sweats. I know. 10. Did y'all see? That's the name of the episode. Is the meat sweats, by the way.
Meat sweats.
Oh, let's not.
That's so great.
Oh, so
It's
21,
shiny is the name.
less than 10. 10. You can use luck
One
or
of
something.
my favorite by fortune lucks because I rolled a 1.
Ooh, okay. Yes, you can.
Okay, that's better. Okay. 14.
Okay. Who's the 21? Shay? Yeah. You guys are walking.
Distracted.
Well, yeah, you guys are kind of chatting. You guys are chatting as you're walking, talking about everything you've learned. Some of the conversation you had maybe right before this moment is conversation you're having on your walk back towards and on to Spire Song Tavern, right? Or Night Watch? Which one are you going to? Night Watch.
Night Watch.
Night Watch.
As
The real brothel.
Head to the Night Watch where we're
gonna get
married.
As you're walking, you go through the same path that you went to get here, actually, because you came from that main thoroughfare early in the day, which was a long... No, sorry, recently enough. But you passed by the same house where you saw those 3 younger people escape. Or escape, but like run out. Not escape. Shay, as you walk by, knowing, like, seeing kind of the outline of the house and seeing the street, recognizing that this is where that happened, your eyes go towards that. And the curtain that was swept up as they ran out is down, and you catch, like, one eye kind of between the door frame and the curtain, and it goes wide, and you see the curtain kind of go shut.
Is the curtain the door?
The door, yeah.
Calliope, sorry, volume.
Yes.
Sorry, chat. Working on my audios.
That we actually picked up the that time.
Yeah. I totes heard it.
That
Remember those kids on our way here?
Yeah.
Luck and inspo to envy.
Someone's checking us out again. Same spot.
Got it back.
I'm just gonna, as Shay's gonna just like make a note. Like she already knows where it is, but just to make a note of it. She doesn't want to just go up and bother.
Okay.
Have a good enough reason.
So, did you see all 3 of the same children?
No, there's just someone caught a glimpse of us again and hid behind the curtain. Same place.
I am inspired to investigate this curtain.
Well, you were
So the
their
curtain.
favorite at the time.
Yeah, right. They like my tea.
You can lead the way. Your
Yes.
back.
So Calliope is going to walk over toward the curtain, and before, like, when she gets to the other side of it, she's just gonna go, "Hey, psst.
You hear?
You in there?" Yeah. Then no need to be worried. I'm just curious. I noticed you noticing me.
Noticing you. Sorry, had to do it. There's a pause. It goes for a second, 2 seconds, and then the curtain kind of pulls, and you see the eye. I mean, you see enough. It's not great, but the eye of the same girl that you saw before, and she's just kind of looking and says, I wasn't. It's a secret."
Are you training to join the watch?
No. And I need to roll for
Shay,
this.
as this is kind of going, I feel like Shay would have just kind of like on the opposite side of Calliope, like framing, like she's on one side of the door frame, curtain frame. So Shay's just kind of like nuzzling up quietly, watching this exchange, but like comes right up.
Envy's in the background, because I feel like their walk there is kind of casual. So if they stop and look at things, then they'll just stop and like point. But he's looking at Lupin and he's like pointing to different phallic-shaped buildings. Like, is that the Night Watch Tower?
It's that one, isn't it?
It has to be that one.
Just for reference, I don't know why I feel like tackling this one first. You're far enough away from the Night Tower. The Night Tower, as far as and you've been there before. The Night Tower, as far as looking south, it's positioned in a good spot to get a great view south of Gorspire Keep. But it's not tall enough that if you are, say, halfway up the Stonefall Quarter, that you might. It's difficult to see among the roofs and structures, not only there, but even into the Watcher's Quarters. Some of the Watcher's Quarters structures are 2 stories, maybe even a few 3 stories high. So he's not pointing directly at the watch. I'd say, go ahead, Envy, give me a. What do I want here? A wisdom check.
Okay. 23. Just add my wisdom on.
Just add your wisdom on.
It's
Yeah. No. I mean, it's beyond that. To make the joke work, the first 2 you point out are definitely phallic shaped and not what you would imagine the Watcher's Tower looks like. But the third one, finally, you kind of see this like structure that's got. It's not phallic shaped per se. It's just a raised tent-like structure that kind of seems like it's weirdly located above, like between 2 buildings you see through the southern horizon. And you say, you kind of point to that one, and that is Lupin. You know what it is. You've seen it, and he in fact has pointed out the correct Night Tower. Yeah, Night Tower. Back at the curtain, the girl opens the curtain further, and you see that the ground, there's no floor of this structure. This is a simple kind of structure, maybe 2 rooms that you can see. There's this main room that you would assume takes up most of the square footage, but it looks like there's a doorway that leads to some other part of the structure. You don't know really how big. In the ground, in the middle, kind of towards the back of this room, there is a erupted kind of hole where there is a ladder that's been propped up, and it goes down underground in the structure. And the girl says, "Yeah, we're supposed to try to keep these secret. Please don't tell anyone."
Wait. Okay, so what about this is the secret part? The entry over there, or that you're... What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's never too early to start training on night guarding.
Give me an. I want Calliope to give me an insight check real quick. I'll close the door. I might disappear.
Look at him back up. He's just a
Ooh,
photo.
17!
Woohoo!
17 insight.
Yes.
You see confusion in her eyes. You've said Night Watch several times now, and she's kind of like, "No, I'm not.
Oh.
No."
Do you live here?
She looks behind her to the tunnels below.
Oh. Your secret's safe with me.
She smiles at that, and she nods, and she says, I thought so.
What is your name?
Shalaya.
Shalaya. My name is Calliope. And it sounds like you are already on the way to being a very brave woman.
She kind of like stands up tall, fills out her frame, takes some air into her form, and like tries to look kind of big and a big kind of smile on her face, and she says, "Okay, but seriously, if you stay much longer, someone's gonna notice. Please. Thanks, but please."
And Calliope will turn to take her leave, and as she does, she's going to smile at the girl and wink. And then walk more in the direction of the towers, the phallic towers.
Ruined it!
Ruined!
This is great. I'm getting a lot of data to give the metric to other DMs to say, if you create X amount of content, this percentage is going just to get turned into crap by your cast. Or yourself. I've done it to myself a good bit too.
Yes.
So this is as you're leaving that area of the Stonefall Quarter, so you really haven't like made it over to the Watchers Quarter yet. You're getting to the main thoroughfare where you then turn down along to your left side. You have the market, the open air market, those the large square of the storefronts and everything, and you're walking south to the Watchers Quarter, where the buildings are definitely more residential. Lupin, you especially know that this is the main residential quarter for people who are associated with the Sisters of Shar that need a place to live, that are associated with the Watchers. You know, around the tower, you know that those are general residents that are kind of associated with the Night Watch. And then scattered throughout the rest of it, you've got people that work at Shar's Tower, people that work at Inron's Keep, people that work independently, have own little like shops or little endeavors that maybe they don't have. There's even in this area, some like vacation homes of maybe some wealthy Polstrom people that decide that it's worth, a little bit. Like, these are definitely nicer residences. These are newer, sturdier, more easier to maintain. The wood is like a weathered wood. There's paint on them. Much more upscale residences as far as those are concerned. You take the main thoroughfare that goes through from the center down to the Night Tower, and you notice that it's definitely also quieter on this side of town. When you're closer to the Traders' Quarter, to the open market, even the Stonefall Quarter, you've got lots of people kind of talking and people yelling across the road at neighbors. During the day in the Watchers Quarter, a lot of these people work. during the day, or work during the night and sleep during the day. But generally speaking, just during the day, the streets feel more like a residential neighborhood. You approach the night tower, and it's a large structure, massive tree trunks. The 4 main massive tree trunks that reach from the ground, the entire height of the tower, holding the very top piece on, and then weaved in and constructed into these 4 main pillars. There's different levels at the top, 2 levels at the top. It seems like one level is fully kind of built in with walls and windows. And then the next level up is an open air, some kind of like open space with open air views all 360 degrees around, covered up, leading to that top point of the tower. Down at the base, there is a staircase that starts on the southwesternmost tip and goes around all 4 pillars as it goes up the initial 3 stories, the initial 30 feet or so to that first level of the night tower structure. You do see at the base, kind of under the canopy and shade of this massive tower structure, at the ground level, there are picnic benches and chairs, and there's even a spread out area of dirt that has several practice dummies, like training dummies, stuck into the ground here. One of them is kind of leaning to the right, potentially recently wedged out of place or even broken potentially. And there is a rather decent contingent of Night Watch Guard here. The defining point of the Night Watch is their dark cloaks. Every single one of them has a black cloak, pure black, no real lining or anything. A little bit, the shape of it's interesting. It kind of bows out on the sides. It looks like it's got a lot more material on the sides that can be grabbed and kind of folded in to provide additional full circularization, or full like a Snuggie. I don't know. It's just it gives a little more than just a decorative cloak gives. There's a little bit more material for potential cover. You don't really know if it's for cold or for keeping warm, or if it's for hiding. It's
Stealthing.
You don't really. It may potentially, although
They're the Night Watch.
they are, but it is a heavy kind of cloak. It is definitely it's not light material. It has weight to it.
Does it look magical?
So I'm gonna say you guys are walking up. You see some of them spread out across here. Go ahead and give me the perception check as you walk up. But
Would that be Arcana or Perception?
It'd still be perception. I mean, depending on what you see, then Arcana would really be able to help you figure out what's going on with it. But you got to see it first. I think she's gonna see it.
23.
What is this?
Rolling good tonight.
Perception
when we're
check
not
as you
in combat.
approach this tower. Any of you guys can also throw in if you would like.
13.
13. John, it happened again. I don't know how you do that. Is your camera
13.
automatically centering? Is that what it does? No.
I mean, it is. Mine is.
That's so cool. Okay, I didn't know that.
This cool effect, you don't know you're doing it. You're
Yeah, when you look
magical,
down to do something, sometimes the camera slides and you just
Interesting.
beep.
Yeah, no, it does that.
All right, so hold on, let me go through this.
17.
17. Shay was the 23?
23.
23, Calliope.
13.
13. Indy, are you
13.
13? Okay, so the teens. The teens notice that there's definitely a uniformity to their look. Here, so there's 5 here, mostly men. I'm gonna say all men, actually, all male. Varied races: human, half elf. One of them seems to maybe have some half orc blood in them. Lupin, you would know a little history. I'm not gonna make you roll a history check. You've interacted with this group quite a bit, and you know that and you guys, the rest of you won't know this until he divulges this information, but the Night Watch generally splits their membership into two kind of groups. There are packs, traditionally all lupinal, that go out and patrol the outlands and the badlands, or any area that the Night Watch deems needing for patrol or information. They do have contingents of other races that don't have the benefits of lupinal, such as the fast run and the stamina to run long distances, and the kind of like the pack tactics and the instincts.
Right.
Those that join the Night Watch that don't have those features tend to work guard for the Night Tower. In other aspects, more clerical in a sense. Although there are some strong fighters and martial users within the Night Watch. But traditionally, the packs of lupinal, it's more of a highly regarded part of the organization that form tight-knit packs of between 5 and 7, usually lupinal, that can go on these patrols. It's very rare for another race to join those formation.
And I assumed when I tried out with them, I was trying for that team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shay, 23, right? What was your initial question? Do you remember? You had the initial question.
I wanted to know if
magic,
it looked like their cloak was magical. Because you kept talking about the cloak in detail,
Right.
and I zoomed in on that.
From what you can tell with that perception check, the construction is too simple. That like magically imbued items usually have to be masterworked. There's more effort that goes into making them look better. They're very simple in design. It's just the material choice. It's a thicker material that adds this feature of kind of weight to it. You approach, and the one that has some half-orc blood kind of sees you approaching and looks over and says, "Hey," but then like confusedly looks back and notices Lupin. He said, his big kind of smile comes across his face, and he waves to you guys as you're approaching. Lupin, you recognize this guy. This guy's name is Torin. He, as far as you know and as far as you've been here, has been a member of the Night Watch, and usually can be found in this type of post. Sometimes you've seen him in sometimes the night. One time you've seen him in a different post, and it was where a rare event in where the Night Watch kind of contributed to a larger formation of guard to handle an issue outside the walls. There was one instance in your past where the Githyanki Guard and the Sisters of Shar, like kind of patrol guard members, went around town and came specifically to the Night Watch and asked for a contribution of arms and bodies to go handle this issue outside the walls. And so you've seen him as part of that. But Torin usually, this is his typical post. And as you approach, he says, "Hail, Lupin! Ha! We were told that you might come by sometime soon."
Hello, Torin. It's good to see you.
"It's good to see you too. You look different. You got some new digs on ya."
Well, I had to do something, couldn't... Well, never mind. We came by to see if we could talk to... do I know the name of who would be a leader of the Night Watch to talk to?
Yeah. I'll give you even more than that because you would know more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. You know the leader is Fenrick Molson. You know his second in command. His name is Buck.
What is it?
Buck. Buk.
Okay.
Wow, Calliope just did it. That one got Shuri. Player
I heard
down.
something else too, I think. So okay.
Buck, Buck, you met Buck. From your. I'm sorry. It had to
No,
have.
you're
This is not one I made up on the fly, believe it or not.
I
This is
new
hung
mission.
out with my 14-year-old brother this past weekend, so I've just got like 12-year-old boy mentality in my head.
I'll
Don't
tell you
buck
guys
this
what.
Up, Cherie.
I'll
Okay,
tell you guys what.
I'll be good.
He's bucking serious, okay? We need to be serious.
Man, Twitch censors.
No, this one's not censored. You can fuck. You can
Okay.
curse. DTF.
Family friendly or
Hey now.
How do you think families are made?
Hey, guys.
Let's reel this
Hey
in.
now.
Let's reel this in. Okay. Buck has strong arcane training and powers. You've seen him. You know that he is a very faithful and revered second to Fenrick Molson, and he is highly accoladed for his arcane mastery.
Okay.
You also know the third in command, kind of behind Buck. Oh my God, there's no way I'm ever going to say it right ever again. He doesn't handle much organization stuff. He's a doer. He will act and go out and like get stuff done, but he doesn't so much involve himself in more of the group organizational aspect. He's very much like a solo agent, but you know that he is highly trusted and used and befriended by Fenrick. The third is Aaron, Arin, the Shadow. All three of these are lupinal with dark fur. And
Fenrick, Buck, and
Aaron.
Aaron. Sorry, I just wanted to get that down. Thank you.
Yeah.
So now that we've efficiently deviated from your original question, you were asking Torin. Who are you asking about? Are you asking about Fenrick?
I would, yes, if the goal is to talk to the leader of the Night Watch. Yep.
He says, yeah, I haven't gotten any news that he's gone anywhere. He should be up there. He is relatively expecting you. We were told that you might come by.
Ah, I suspected the Githyanki messenger stopped by.
That's correct.
Well, I guess if he's free, we'd be glad to talk to him and see how we can help out the Night Watch.
He motions to the stairway. There's no blocking of anything. You are allowed to ascend the stairway. As you do, you notice...
As we go up the stairs, I'm just gonna, Shay's just gonna mention to Cherie and Cherie. Flypy, this, 1 month in this city, he knows a lot of
He's so popular. This is nice.
Of the three names you gave me, were any of them part of the, I guess, interviewing process that I had?
Yeah, we should probably iron out for you what happened in this scenario. Okay. It was for you. It felt pretty. It felt like you were doing really good in their asks. They asked you initially, when you showed interest in joining. They let you go on a typical patrol that was just kind of around the walls. Nothing crazy, nothing out too far in the Badlands, nothing like that. They were running fast. One of the things you remember about this event is, man, they ran. They just ran. And you, even with your kind of focused training and fitness, it was grueling. It was definitely man, you kind of had those thoughts of oh, this is a lot. This is a commitment, and you stuck it out. You performed well. Eventually, you kind of went on several of these. Some of them further out and further out. as far as you know, we'll say you went out 3 times. The last one you kind of went on a nice, it was several days out there, probably like 5 to 7 days, where you kind of ran along the edge of the Moralian forest and then cut back up the road. You did like one of the days the leader of this grouping wanted to really push you, so you actually kind of went out into the Badlands and cut off a corner heading back towards Gorespire Keep. And just the environment made the running just even more grueling, yet you stayed up with the pack. You didn't feel like you slowed anyone down. And then you didn't hear anything for a day, 2 days. You actually saw several of your training group get accepted, but still nothing. And let's I don't want to write this whole story for you here. I want to ask you a question. Would Lupin have confronted Fenrick, or would you have dissociated without really resolving it?
At that point, I probably would dissociate and been like, well, I guess not good enough, so
we'll say that's what kind of happened.
Was Fenrick the one that made the decision ultimately?
That's what Lupin was told.
I just
right.
As a player, as a watcher,
yeah.
as a fan.
Well, I wasn't. I mean, but technically, I wasn't told anything by anyone.
You weren't told anything by anyone. Yeah, but you knew that Fenrick was the one who was the ultimate decider.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess my interaction, was I on this last trial with Buck then? Like, was he?
No, Buck was established. He was established.
So I don't really know any of these 3 that as part of the trading part anyway.
So Buck, that's how you knew that he wasn't partly involved in the organization. You saw him, you knew who he was, but you didn't interact a lot with Buck. But he was there. He just doesn't meet recruits. That's really not his thing.
Sure.
Aaron the Shadow, I think actually for ease, we'll say he's actually the one that trained you. He was the one in charge of training and taking out certain groups. You did the first one was with Aaron, the first group, but then he let you travel. The second one you were kind of split up amongst actually established packs. So these are packs of Lupinol that are actually out there on patrol at large swaths at times. Sometimes they come in and spend time at home and also do small patrols, but then it kind of rotates around that it's their turn to do one of these longer excursions, and they could be gone anywhere from weeks to months. From your kind of time here, I would say that there's only maybe one group that you know of that's been gone longer than 2 months.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Okay, so that's a lot of background for you. Was there something that spawned that, or you guys were walking up and you wanted to know about?
I just need to know how.
Yeah, we wanted to know about what your situation was with the job.
Right, because that will gauge my interaction with
for sure.
the people I meet. Yes.
Yeah. So. Man, there's so many Buck jokes. There's so many of them. They just line the chat.
Yes, there are.
You ascend up the stairway. You see that the stairway, it comes up. You can tell that the platform, it's in a corner of the platform, and you can see that there is a large, heavy door that is propped up where kind of the stairs come up and then they level out where you can kind of come up on this landing and then step up one final time into the platform. And this door covers up the level to the floor area of it, and then there seems to be maybe another section that folds up to completely lock up or enclose this entrance into the tower. But as you enter this area is fully enclosed by walls. The windows are open. You can feel like you're up above the city walls. You get pretty much, there is a coastal breeze coming off that coast this is above all those houses. I mean, it is strong. You notice immediately as you walk up, you're in a large room that seems to maybe take up, from what you can guess, half of the watchtower that's facing west, straight west. So the half of the top, this middle platform that's facing straight west, and half of it kind of facing south, half of it facing north. Windows open. There are desks and chairs in this section. There is kind of an open area that seems to also have one singular training dummy with a few wooden weapons upon a rack in the corner. Upon the desks, you notice coming up here, like, there's no free papers. There's no, like, stacks of papers or books open or anything like that. It's void of a lot of clutter. You can tell that, like, as you keep coming up, because the wind is just, like, buffeted strong against you, they've adapted to kind of this potentially constant strong wind that goes through this area. In the space right now, you notice that there are several armored humans that are looking out the windows, and they have long spyglasses that they are kind of just continually scanning. It seems like they're scanning one kind of in each direction, one up towards the north, one out west, and one to the south. You notice two from this room across the way going north. That's the second ramp. There's another ramp that starts halfway through the room and goes up to the second kind of platform, the open air platform on the top. You can only kind of see, it's still midday, so you can see natural light coming in from there. It's open and easily accessible. In this room, you do see along the back where that ramp is, and then to the right, there's a doorway that potentially leads somewhere else. And there's also a doorway on the front, more in the corner though, and it is slightly ajar, showing that the inside, no light going through, but it looks, from what you can see just from the slightly ajar door, some kind of storage. There are crates and boxes. There's crates stacked up. There's shelving in that door, but the far door is indeed closed. You notice that in the room there are several the humans with the spyglasses, but then there are several lupinal that are one of them is relaxing in a chair. He's got a basin under him, and he has a stick that he is whittling with a dagger. And then the other one is kind of over by the training dummy. He doesn't have any items in his hand. He's kind of just fists up, doing he's not going full hard. He's just kind of doing some maneuvers, just kind of combinations like 1, 2, 3, 4. He's repeating them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lupin, you know from your experience that on this floor, you know that Fenrick does have an office. It's through that far door goes to a small hallway that leads to 2 or 3 rooms that take up the back portion of the structure, and one of them is kind of a door at the very end with a very thin hallway that kind of goes to a back room, back around towards the front of the structure. It's a long, weird hallway, but it's so you can get to this front part of the structure that's not taken up by those 2 back rooms. You know that those 2 back rooms would have to be kind of small. That's where his office is, but you also know oftentimes Fenrick is out talking with people and out with the group, and on the next floor up there is definitely a large table that is more of like a planning and strategy table. That's like where he does all his business and planning and strategy. There's seats around a grand table that has a kind of a map of Gorspire Keep and the surrounding region, where he keeps track of certain expeditions and missions.
Okay. I guess I would probably maybe ask the people that, not with a spyglass, because I assume that they're, on watch, but the people that were, I guess, whittling, and the other one, like, if they know where Fenrick currently is, if he's in office or if he is upstairs.
Yeah, the one, as you approach, the one that was at the dummy, kind of it's just off to your side as you enter the room, takes notice of you and bows. But as like each of you kind of enter the room, you hold his attention as each one of you gives him a little bit of surprise as you enter up, and he stops punching you. He says, "Oh well, yeah. He's upstairs. He's expecting you. I mean, I don't know if he's actually expecting you right now. I'll go tell him."
Okay. Well, why don't you go do that?
And he doesn't even get all the way up the ramp. He kind of like goes up the ramp, and you see, he says, they're here. Is now a good time? And you hear a stern like. There's a pause, and then you hear a response. Verbal. It's a grunt almost, but like you don't really know. But you see immediate like you're looking up at the Lupino that went up there to check, and you see recognition on the face, and he comes down. And he says, "Yeah, he can talk to you. He's straight up there."
Thank you.
As you go up the ramp, you notice that like after that interchange, even the guys looking out the window, everyone is kind of looking at you guys, watching you walk across this portion and start heading your way up the ramp. As
the catwalk.
I love all the music ones. You come up this second ramp, and broad day, the sun is out. On the middle, you see a large table, and it's got a map that's got weights and clips on the edge of this table to hold it down. And on the map, you can tell that there are certain points that have been put there, like there's a large stone that immediately from coming up just from the location and as you're getting a view of this map, that's Folly Peak. There's a large like cylindrical or cone rock that is on top, not only holding down this paper map from the wind, but as a representation of.
We all see that, or
you
just
can all see it. Yeah, no. As you're coming up, you see that this table in the middle is a mainstay. Also, as a mainstay is on each of the kind of sides of this platform. Additionally, there's an even larger telescope of sorts, mounted, weight-bearing on a tripod, and out each direction, all four directions. Everyone, give me a perception check.
Will do. Can
to
do.
roll dice.
I don't know why I like rolls rather than passive perception. Maybe one day I'll do passive perception, but
But it's all
Everyone
like
likes to roll.
situational, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
17.
17,
19.
19.
I have a luck from
Nice.
someone in chat, so I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that.
Mine
We're gonna
is
use
14.
Inspo on that as well.
Oh,
Because why not?
22.
22. Shay,
16.
16. All right, the teens. You notice that this area, like, as you come up, there's furniture that's also for like laying down. Like there's several areas that have these longer benches, cushioned, kind of more lavish. There is even a lupinol that appears to be sleeping on one of these benches. There's more comfortable seating, more cushion. There's even like an area that seems to have some implements for massaging, like implements for like working out muscles and stretching and such like that. Luck and Inspiration to Envy came in just recently. Envy with the 22. You're the only one that catches it as you're looking around. The large telescope that is facing north seems to be aimed directly at Inran Keep.
Dun dun dun.
Nice.
You don't know what it means, but it's definitely like the other ones are kind of at horizon level, and this one's angled a little bit down.
Good job, Envy.
You see sitting at
And
this
G-dubs
table.
for the fucking inspo so we can get it.
Yes.
Well, that one's from Frisky.
Oh, Frisky.
Ooh.
This next one, I'm expecting to roll a 1.
You already rolled your one for the night.
Mercy.
But how lucky is Mr. Foxman?
I know foxes are.
I'm pretty lucky.
It
You don't
seems
hear
so
about-
far.
What culture actually associates fox with luck? I did that when I created the class, but I don't know. Is that a Chinese
Chat
culture?
trivia
Japanese?
question.
Trivia.
Who can
We're
get the
gonna have
answer
to
first?
start thinking of
Don't
some
cheat and
prizes.
Google it, chat.
They're gonna cheat. They're gonna Google it. It's not really cheating. That's what you find.
No one knows.
No one knows.
I was gonna say Chinese too, but I'm not
I was gonna say
sure.
Chinese.
I would guess Japanese, just that's because of Inuyasha from like old anime, maybe. But-
Mhm.
I love stuff like this.
Interesting.
You can't ask Google, but you can ask Siri or Alexa.
As you come up, now staying in front of you around the table, you see several Lupinal. There's 4 of them that are similarly dressed, although their cloak has a special insignia on it, an insignia of 2 paws kind of overlaid, one overlaid over another, wolf paws kind of like this. Lupin, you do recognize this. This is Fenrick's pack. Fenrick has his own pack. It's an elite. It's his most elite officers. Not all of them, though. You actually know that his most elite officers are split between his personal pack, but he also has like apprentices in there that are learning from him directly, because several of his, like, he splits them up, and some of his best are definitely the leaders of packs out there. So like strong leadership usually gives you into the being a leader of a pack, whereas other attributes, maybe trust or service, like years of service, those are the attributes that more figure into his personal pack.
Right.
So 4 with studded leather armor, black, kind of like matte black finish on this leather armor, dark fur. Some of them have, most of them are dark fur, but some of them have patches of white and gray in different spots. One of them is more like 50-50 as far as black and gray around. You also see Buck. Buck is in robes, impressive, like blue and black robes. The blue is like muted, but still very kind of pretty and deep. He has a short mohawk of black fur that goes down, whereas the rest of it seems to have kind of cut back. He's cut it back a little bit. His ears are extra long and pointy out wide, kind of turning independently in different directions at time. And you do notice on his left ear he has 2 large triangle sections missing from his left ear. Kind of from your perception checks, you would notice too that one of the other 4 also has a similar pattern. It's more of a curved singular fang kind of looking, or sharp tooth kind of pattern, missing from his left ear. And then you notice Fenrick Molson. Fenrick is fucking huge. He towers 2 feet over all of the other Lupinal in this room. Just massive muscles, neck, like the wolfen, like just the massive traps, neck just bulging with muscles. I think I have a real description. Let's see if I have a real description. That might be nice. Beep 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 boo. He's kind of squat. He's even though he's taller, his form still seems squat, kind of like a dwarf, how it kind of has broad shoulders and everything. It's more like a rectangle than it is more like a long, skinny form line. So tall, yet thick. Thick, dark, and gray fur hide his bulking musculature. You can see through the fur rippling scars that have permanently embedded themselves in his arms and exposed skin. His left ear has been severely mangled. It's not the uniform, intentional cuts that seem to be in Buck and one of the other Lupinal's ears, but this, it's missing a chunk. It's missing another chunk further at the base. It's very messed up. He wears this leather armor that has the same black matte finish as his pack. However, his, you can tell, whereas theirs looks like it's been done with some kind of paint, a thinner, like more traditional paint, his seems to be covered in like this tar substance that seems to completely block out reflected light. You can tell that the light coming in, like, it doesn't have the sheen that light reflecting off of black paint does. It's very much more like absorbent. That you can see the thick substance with the bubbles. Like, it's not perfect. It's a little bit rough, but it covers his armor, and it definitely has a unique feature. As you guys come up, he gives kind of a salute to you guys. He gosh, I don't even know what his a salute would be. We'll just do something simple like a fist right here that he holds up for a second, and then he puts up in the air, and you see the other pack salute you all in a very similar fashion.
I mean, I would.
You've seen it before.
Yeah, but I guess in response, like as a sign of respect, I would like a person seeing that would do the same. Yes. Like
you've never been told.
order.
You've actually never been told to salute up to your like training and everything. Like it was never requested of you, and every time that you were saluted to, you didn't salute back.
Shay
But
did
he's
it.
not doing
out of,
it.
like,
Shay did it, yeah.
Shay did it. Shay
You
did
don't-
it.
You don't really initially see a response unless you want to roll for it. But kind of without pause, you hear Fenrick speak up and say, "Welcome, Lupin, and accompanying friends?"
Lupin and friends.
Hello, Fenrick. It's been a long time.
You notice that, like, you've seen Fenrick interact in a business manner. He approaches you, like he kind of steps out from his spot. No one else really moved, and he approaches you. You are initially getting less business immediately. He's putting on more of a informal, comfortable front at this moment, and he says, "I'm not surprised. Making friends wasn't an issue for you, was it?"
Not typically, no.
Well, I'm glad you all came by here today. I was hoping we would be maybe towards the top of your list of priorities.
Yes. So I introduce the party here: Envy, Calliope, and
vows. She
yes.
vows.
Welcome, guests, to the Night Tower. You pretty much saw, I would give a tour, but you pretty much saw it all as you made your way up here. From here, we were able to see far beyond the walls of Gorespire Keep, to the ocean, to the waves of the Barrier Sea to the north. Almost as far, on clear days, we could make out Sunrise Yard from here and keep an eye on over there, but most of the time our eyes are directed towards the south.
What's in the south?
Well, straight to business, I guess. Please, have a seat. And he guides you over to the table. There are seats. These seats have, like, high backs. They're very decorative.
Sorcerer, like.
I'm imagining the war room in Game of Thrones.
Right.
Mhm.
Where,
They're-
like, the hand and
They're
everybody's...
fancy.
Yes.
Yeah, they're fancy, but nothing else here has really been that fancy. For some reason, this aspect in this room, these high back chairs around this table, is what they were going for. And you take a seat, and you scooch up, and now that you have a better view of the map, you can see that there are...
Shay, like, awkwardly drags the chair and, like, to get it, like, over a little
That
closer.
scraping sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's wood on wood, so it's actually a little bit more muted than you were hoping for, but it's still like Fenrick was about to talk, and as it happened, he hung up on his first word for a second as you were
I
coming
think
close.
Shay just kind of feels a slight awkwardness since we've entered, and she hasn't really understood why, and so she's being a little of an ass.
Envy, since we're probably going to be here for a hot minute, is going to emboldening bond Shay, Lupin, and Calliope, since they're close to each other, so they get an extra D4 on any attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. And in the next 10 minutes, he's going to ritually cast Detect Magic in this room space.
In this room space. Okay.
And remind us, since we're probably going to go into next week,
Oh, yeah.
about that D4.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Remember, you're emboldening bonded.
Remember, I bondaged you.
Hey, thank you,
put that
Dungeon
there.
Master.
Exactly. Dungeon Master. Don't forget it. Okay. Fenrick, are you trying to do it sneakily? You're casting a spell
I was gonna
in this
ask.
moment. Unless you have a reason,
I feel like unless someone's like, you can't do that here, Envy just like when he feels like he needs to use magic, he uses magic.
Okay, everyone give me a perception check.
Emboldening bonded. Y'all get an extra.
There you go. You get to use it this time around.
It's a
This
D4.
time
Do we get it
around.
unlimited amount? It's
Yes.
not like I
Wait,
use it
It's
up.
within every 6 seconds for the next 10 minutes.
Understood.
But I imagine, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait,
Wait.
what?
That was cocked.
I'm
That was
re-rolling
cocked.
that!
Oh,
Wait, we can. Okay,
I just got
okay.
a natural 20.
Calliope needs clarification, Stacks.
So you can add it to any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. It's unlike Bless, because Bless is just
Okay.
attack rolls and saving throws.
I like
Okay.
And
So
as
that's
long
a
as you're not doing
D4.
it
I'm from the
See?
Bay Area.
more than 6 seconds in between, like every 6 seconds, you can add it an extra D4 for every 6.
Okay.
All right, let
I
me
don't know
hear
if
some of
there's
them
ever an
rolls.
instance when we're making multiple checks. Like
This
if
This is
there's
for
6 seconds,
perception. So
This
that's
is
gonna be
perception.
if you have to make 3, you would choose like 1. I don't know.
3. Okay, so I am at an 18 with all of the thingies.
Wow.
Oh, and this is GW's D6 inspo. 'cause I
G-Dub.
rolled
Everyone looked at the clock and they were like, I'm going to use it all.
a 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
GW.
I
Unnatural
want
20.
it all. So dirty
You
20
would
for
too,
me.
John?
Unnatural 20, not natural.
Oh, okay.
Did you crit, Shay?
Oh.
So I just have to brag at the end of probably our last roll for the night. I got a natural 20 on the roll, and then I rolled a 4 with my emboldened bond 1d4.
What?
And then so my total roll would be a 28 if
What?
it was it's
What are we
perception,
rolling
yeah?
again? Perception?
Perception.
Yeah.
Shay,
Damn.
Shay, I need you to make me a D100 roll.
Oh boy.
Happily. Okay. Let me find
I
it.
got 27.
I'm just gonna do it
67.
digitally.
Ooh.
It's easier than me pulling out the dice here.
16 because I had to re-roll it, but that wasn't GW's re-roll. And then I did GW's inspo, which was a 6, and then
Oh, I like my
plus
number.
5, 27.
27. Shay, what's your number for the D100?
The D100, 27.
27.
No way!
Yes, way.
And then what was your actual perception check?
My perception check total was
Uh-huh.
28.
28. Lupin, dirty 20. Calliope,
Yep.
teens, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because
Okay.
18.
Oh, not bad.
Calliope, you're going to catch the tail end of this, but you're not going to be keyed off onto it right away like the rest of these guys are. Envy, as you start casting the spell, it's kind of like you've taken your seat and you're trying to do it under your breath. You're trying to be a little quiet about it. Calliope, all three of you, sorry, not Calliope, but Lupin, Shay, and Envy, you guys see a flash of blue energy go across Buck's eyes. And you see him look over towards Envy, and he reaches out, and you see sparkling energy start to, like, come from his paw. But then he holds off. And he, like, after just like a split second, just like a moment,
I was gonna get roasted.
he puts his hand
These
down.
rolls, with these rolls, is there any way to perceive what that was?
Yeah, with your crit, go ahead and give me an arcane check at disadvantage. Arcane check at advantage.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But you get a D4 roll
D4.
to it.
Okay. I'm gonna roll the D4 first. I got a 3. I'm gonna roll 1 digital D20 and then 1 physical D20. So my digital D20 is a 9. 19 on my physical roll. So a 19 plus Arcana is 21 plus my 3 is 24.
Okay.
Sorry, I gotta break it down because it's fun.
Do you speak Draconic?
Ooh.
I do not, but I pretty sure
What?
that I have a thing. I have a thing. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Where is it? There's something cool about languages. Oh, something about like knowing.
I guess it would have come off as kind of rude to just be like, detect magic up in this piece. Let me sit down.
Okay, no. I guess I don't. No. It's with
Okay.
telepathy. If I can
Does it-
understand in the mind, even if it's not the same language, I think.
Does
Okay.
it help if I know Draconic?
Nope. But
Okay. All right.
at this moment of like your critical success with your perception check,
Okay.
you focus so hard that your telekinetic feature kind of creates just a flick of a connection
Okay.
as this spell is being cast. There's two things that the first thing you would have known based on your roll, not knowing Draconic. There are only, spells take a while to cast. Some take ritual time.
Yeah.
There are very few spells that can be cast as a reaction, as like a quickly in response to
Not
stuff.
just an action, but a reaction.
Right, a reaction quickly. So that teed you off and it narrowed it down for you. But then this moment of connection, you saw a brief image of like Envy's. You see like Envy's eyes, and you see like a wave of energy pass over the face real quick, and the eyes that were glowing brilliant orange gold disappear, and you get this feeling of disenchanting or dispelling from this connection and from this vision. Yep.
Thank you. I mean, in my head, can I speak to Envy in my mind and say, this one, gosh, I don't know, because I don't know his name is Buck.
You don't know his name is Buck. Nope.
It's supposed to be limited telepathy. Careful. He just tried. He almost canceled your spell. You might
Now,
not
did
know
my detect magic like, or
So yeah, so this message, and remember your telekinesis is limited, so it's more of
Yeah.
like what you send to him is this image that you can create with your mind of Buck, which he could, is distinctive enough from the other characters in the room, with that blue energy in its eyes and its fingertips. You kind of send him that image towards him so he knows, like, this is what I saw. It's limited. You can't do much more than that, but that's what you're able to kind of get to him. This image comes into your mind as, like, as your spell completes and as the room goes black and white, where magical items come up as, like, this brilliant kind of shimmering light amongst the darker, like, dampened room. You get that image real quickly come up and go away of that figure that you recognized with that. I'm going to tell you what is magic. You notice Buck, as it kind of comes in, you look around initially for that figure, and you see, even with the magic spell going, detect magic, he's staring right at you. You sense some magical, like, lingering magical essences, like, around his fingertips.
Okay.
And you notice there are several things under his cloak that are pinging as magic. Additionally, Fenrick Molson has some magic on him. Do I know what? Yes. Specifically, his armor, his boots, and there are several things in a pouch on his belt that are pinging as magic. Now, as this happened, Fenrick was starting to speak. He was kind of like splaying the map out, and he opens his mouth, and from the side of the room, one of the lookouts yells, "Fenrick, Jana, she's coming through the gate. Someone's hurt. And that's where we are going to end tonight's session.
Nice.
I did a stacks.
Yes!
Good job.
I'm so proud.
All right, guys. If you haven't yet, please enter !critical into the chat. We will do our second giveaway here in just a second. I hate you all. Man, Stacks does this to me every time I play with him. Every single time. And this one was mild. Like, y'all don't, I mean, maybe something's going to happen. Stacks, like, will destroy your world for 10, 15 minutes and then say, find out more next time. I know.
It's good though.
Do any of you guys have any words to end off today's stream?
Dun, dun, dun.
I have so many notes to reread. Colin is a master world builder, clearly, because there is so much here that he wants us to explore. We hope you stay around with us to explore and find out.
I have 2 words. Buck.
We'll be right. We'll be buck back.
If there's ever
Buckback
a
Mountain?
PC to recruit to the party.
Oh my word!
All right, I feel like this
Such
would be.
children.
This
is why we play games.
This will be a teaser setup for. If I was saying like this is great questions for like a Hosa After Dark kind of question and answer forum, but I'll give you guys a hint or a little teaser. Buck is made after one of the players in my playtest campaign. For this content that went through like the levels 1 through 7 of certain content in this world. So if I really wanted to, I could get the original Buck in here to star as this
Buck.
role. And I will tell you that his character, his name is Justin. He's a grad school friend, and his name in the character campaign was not Buck. Buck is my attempt to make it at least family friendly enough for this channel.
He's gonna be like, you bucked up my character.
He is actually. When I tell him, he is gonna say that. Like, you changed his name to
like,
what?
I definitely want to be a guest player now, so I can salvage the decimation of Buck.
Salvage the decimation.
Salvage the decimation. That's a great rock band name.
Yeah.
Salvage the
decimation of Buck.
Or decimation.
Hey, longtime watcher in our Twitch channel, Shav Hunter.
Hey!
Welcome and not welcome. You're here quite a bit. I have known Shav Hunter. I actually share several favorite Twitch channels with him. Find me in the Discord. I believe we're probably already connected because you've won stuff before. Find me and we will get those dice sent out to you. But if I remember right, Shav, though, you're in Europe, aren't you? Let me know real quick. I might have to draw another one. Our giveaways are for US and Canada only. If I remember right, you are indeed in Europe.
No, I mean he could pay for shipping, but it's probably a lot even for dice.
In fact, no, I remember he has trouble getting stuff through to him. I think is actually very difficult. Whatever country he's in has strict.
There's someone worse than Quebec.
I think so. I'm gonna ask
Quebec.
Chav, if you aren't here, I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll it unless you respond and correct me because I'm pretty sure that is right. So I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna do another one. Sorry, bud. If it turns out not, I'll tell you what. I'll get you a dice. If it turns out I'm wrong, I'll get you dice. Pax, there it is. Hey! We told you to get on Discord anyway for something.
He won the trivia question about the Maori from Flight of the Conchords, and I was like, let's get this man some dice. Or person. I don't know.
Shav, are you in Europe though, right? Or you're not in the US or Canada, is that correct? Let me know.
I am here.
I am here.
I know he's here in the chat now because I was asking if he's in chat, but
Oh, I am.
It's okay. We can resolve this. Let me know. I'll figure out a way to get all you guys dice. I'm not gonna let this mix-up get in the way. I'm in the UK. Yes, that's what I thought. Because I've tried to get you stuff before.
Thank you, Chad. Yeah. We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Glad that you are here, though, where you are from. So the plan is still we're gonna be playing throughout August. The intention right now would be taking the last week of August off for a break. If something comes up in the meantime, we might have to do a shuffling or reschedule here or there. No worries though, because eventually we are going to do part 3 of 2 of the Hosa side quest, and eventually we're going to have to fill everyone in on what Vesta's been doing over at Folly Peak whenever she is able to return to you guys. So we have a lot of fun stuff happening. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Again, this world is opening up, and we look forward to seeing you next week, guys. Be kind, be good, be safe, have a good weekend. We will see you soon. Well, hey, we're going to raid. I'm going to go to the away stream, but we're going to raid. The raid is happening. It's going to happen, but we're going to go ahead and go off camera. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you next week.